Hey everybody, and welcome to the StarSide Podcast. This is Saber,
Chris,
Raiben,
and of course, the lovely Dalmont.
Robot Dalmont in this
Robot.
because that's an NPC over there on your left.
Shh, don't tell them.
Because he has to be greedy and load up GTA while he's supposed to be doing a very special first
yeah,
podcast with us.
But I'm here, in spirit.
Yeah, in spirit. Literally in spirit.
In spirit and voice.
Yep.
Disembodied voice from
And
beyond.
you'll also be able to hear me like yell and scream and swear about stupid things that happened in my pretty new car in GTA.
That's true.
Yeah. About that.
So there's that. Speaking of, that's something we've been doing a lot of lately. Is we've been playing a lot of different games.
Yes,
Yeah.
Really,
lots of
really
GTA.
nice. Yeah,
Well, we've been waiting on the-
mostly GTA.
Well, we've been waiting on the rails, and the best way to wait for rails and not, build everything in the dev build and then watch it all, not work when it goes to the live build is to not build anything.
is to just put your pencils down and relax.
Abstinence.
Yep.
Abstinence really is the only
Abstinence
option.
from building,
Oh my
yes,
God.
that's the one.
It's the best.
It's totally the best.
Well, it's not the best because I want to be building, but
Yeah.
it is the best because when I come back to building, there will be lots of really,
Yep.
really neat stuff to build.
It doesn't help
Yeah.
the twitching and tweaking, but it does help the frustration from things not working anymore.
Yeah. The twitching and tweaking, that's something that requires medication, and Schemidine has not yet put out the latest dosage. It's similar in chemical composition. It's somewhere in between morphine and ecstasy.
It's called fentanyl.
That's
That's actually legit too.
dangerous territory.
That's actually legitimately true.
That or taco bomb on a Sunday night.
That'll do it too.
Sounds very, very scientific. Are you a doctor, Dalmont? Are you Dr. Dalmont? Oh man, you should be
Dr.
a villain.
Dalmont?
That's,
Oh, God,
that's
no.
bad. Prescription death. Diagnosis shotgun.
That would be awesome.
That would be interesting. I'll give it that.
So yeah, obviously this is the first one of these we've ever done, guys. And so in case you aren't even aware of this, because it's not that well known, I don't think, this is our mini community, StarSide, which we kind of set up to take some of the workload off of each other because we each have our own channels. Sort of. Dalmont sort of has a channel. He has a channel. He's just done like one video.
Yeah, he doesn't do
For
anything with
God's
it.
sake.
Yeah. So he's sort of,
I've been moving.
recently. Yeah.
I'm
not
back
blaming you for
now, and I have a very limited amount of time.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
For the moment.
excuses.
just in case you guys
basically.
didn't know.
Just
Yes,
excuses.
lots of
That's-
excuses.
that's
I make
Which is
great
typical.
excuses. You learn that very quickly.
Anyway, so our special guest today is Chris, and
Chris the
he's-
Nightbringer, or Van
Chris the
Helsing.
Nightbringer, yes, and well, he's kind of got his own projects, and I figure we could say he's an honorary Starsider.
I would say so. Yeah, they're so intermeshed at this point that it's hard to really tell the two apart.
So I guess what we should probably start with is what have we been up to in the last couple weeks? So Chris, why don't you tell us what you've been doing for the last couple weeks when it comes to gaming and all that stuff?
Well, and feel free to talk about your
Armada and all
Armada
that.
too, since we just gave the whole Starside spiel.
Yeah,
And he's dead. All right.
we killed him. Dal, you killed him. He laughed
He's
to death when
completely dead.
you screwed off.
Good
Okay, so now we
times.
have a robot
Good
Dalmont on the
times.
left, and then a mute Chris in the middle, and then
Yep.
I think there's AT-ATs flying all over the place. Oh wait,
Yeah,
no,
there
he's
were.
back. Hey, Chris, where's he
Yay.
moving now?
Oh hi.
Here? Oh, there. Okay, yeah. Well,
Oh,
we were just
okay.
Yeah,
That,
where
we
did you
just
go?
gave you the
What's your
floor, and you were
excuse?
gone.
At least
Okay.
I have a robot in my
Perfect
place.
timing.
Yeah, exactly. So
What-
we
what
just
are-
talked about Starside. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Armada and then segue into whatever you've been doing lately?
Well, I haven't been doing much because I have things that I need to take care of in the real world. But
What's that?
there are plans.
Is that a new game?
A new game.
No, the real world.
Oh yeah,
Is
it
that-
is
is that
actually.
like a new
Oh,
sim?
good.
yeah,
It's
the
like
real
one of the
world,
best
son.
sims ever made.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you could be pretty. You could be a pretty cool guy in that sim, I guess. With like. Wait,
Look,
what?
all I'm gonna
You
say
have a
is
sick pink rat.
I've played
derailed
that
quickly.
sim. I'm gonna say this right now. I've played that sim, and the graphics were incredible, but the storyline was absolute dog shit.
It is.
And the respawn is crap.
horseshit.
Yeah,
The
the
respawn
respawn rate is
Really
horrible.
bad.
It is pretty bad. Why play that
Sometimes
game
I
when
hear
you can
it's
get
like-
AT-ATs in the background
Right?
of this
Right?
this game?
I just see the legs going by right now.
He's too hot.
I am very excited to
Okay.
see that thing derp around with rails.
Looks like a fat cat.
Yeah.
It's a fat cat.
Oh man.
Well, I told you my plan, right, Dalmont?
No, you didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and reveal this to the whole world, so somebody's probably gonna do it before I do. But so Skylord made an Endor map recently, which has a fallen AT-AT in it. Yeah, and all this other stuff. And so with all of the Star Wars Battlefront nonsense that's been going on, they've been talking about how AT-ATs are gonna be on rails and all this other crap. I thought we could literally build like a railroad track for the AT-AT and then just have it just slowly traverse through the forest, just as a parody of Star Wars Battlefront.
I love it. Let's do it.
It's a damn shame. It's a hell of a good game to waste.
Yeah,
it really
Battlefront 2.
So
fucking shame.
Yeah.
That being said, maybe one day we should host a Battlefront 2 event.
Well, we've been talking about that.
Pick like a heavily modified map and like a mod pack and just that a week before and let people figure out how the hell they get it installed.
Yeah.
And then just go and just have one of those massive like 60 on 60 like.
I'm down with that. I mean, we've already done it.
On a small scale, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean,
of course,
just a few of us.
The space battles didn't work out too well because I would just sit in their camp and destroy them.
Space battles always ended up like that, though.
Pretty much.
Like, even in the real game.
It seemed like Dalmont was actually bombing, though, whenever we would actually do it.
Yeah,
to be fair, because I'd have to heal it.
To be fair, it's a lot more fun to just fly the fuck around.
I agree.
I mean, that in and of itself is just good.
Yeah, no, I agree.
We were talking, what was it, months and months ago, about how we'd love to be able to do a in-game Starmade Star Wars Battlefront event, where we like actually because I mean we have the ships, like there's ships all over the place on the dock and all that kind of stuff.
Skyward, excuse me, I couldn't hear the sound of how many fucking Star Wars ships he's made, and they're all good. Like none of them suck.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's ideal. Now we can have a Lambda shuttle with folding wings. So, I mean, there you go.
Yeah,
we have everything we need for a real Star Wars game.
We don't even need.
We just need all the logic and stuff.
To be fair, that was literally the last thing that we needed.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if they, when it comes to like Star Wars Battlefront, I mean that's like my most loved franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I agree.
I love anything and everything Star Wars and Battlefront 2. I sunk so many. Oh God! I just saw that thing go end over.
Oh, no.
Well, Robot Me says yes, that was amusing.
So for anybody just listening to the audio version, the AT-AT just flipped way out of frame. Started tumbling.
Well, it went forward and then all of a sudden hit something. It just started flipping end over end. It was, It was great. It was great. Anyway, yeah, that was interesting. But yeah, so one thing though is like with the new Battlefront 3 or whatever, it's like you can tell they're rushing it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and that's the problem is that they're rushing it. Like look how late Battlefront 2 came out.
Mm-hmm.
It came out like at the time of what, the second movie, Clone Wars?
I think so. It's been so long.
Yeah, they're like trying to time it with the movie.
And that's just the wrong thing to do because I mean, we know there's an episode 7 and odds are there's going to be 8 and 9. You've got all of that time to get it down.
And not fuck it up.
Exactly.
Yeah, actually, you're exactly right.
But the problem is that EA is running it, so...
Yeah, that's problem number one.
Yeah, big problem number one.
They don't care about the consumers, the franchise. They don't care how good the game is. All they see is faction figures.
Yep.
And it's kind of up to the developers then to work, I think, with what they give them. Now, I feel like a lot of it is just so corporatized now that it just comes down less to this developer sucks or so and so sucks, and more to like, fucking who have they limited the tool set basically that the developers have just based on financials.
Well, and that's kind of what brought on the whole indie game rise was that there was so much corporate starting to happen with EA and all these other bigger publishers and stuff. It was taking it out of the developers' hands, so people started just making them out of their basements. Hence, Starmade was born.
Yeah. I mean, Steven's got one hell of a basement then. Jesus.
Yeah. With really freaky wooden floors.
I don't know. EA is just horrible.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And I have a feeling that there's going to be like the battle packs from Battlefield in there and microtransactions if EA has the ability or can somehow figure out how to put them in. I'm sure there will be microtransactions. Everything will be monetized and it'll be horrible.
Well, the thing that sort of surprised me was that, and Dow, you mentioned this earlier, but they're timing it with the movie. And so one thing they're doing, I think it's a week before the movie comes out, they're releasing a free, this was the part that surprised me, free DLC, which is going to be a map or battle, I don't remember which one, of something that is shown in the trailers, like where the Star Destroyer is actually like down in the desert. They're going to release that map or battle, whatever it is, where like that happened.
So basically what they're saying is, we already put this in the game, but we're going to tell you that it's free DLC.
Yes, exactly.
So, yeah, okay.
Because they're just going to time it with the movie, so that way you can, like, I guess, get more hype for the movie. I don't know if there's some kind of deal going on there or not, but yeah, something.
Probably.
That's undoubted.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, oh god, what now? Oh, wild card. So Skylar's flying the wild card past, and if anybody doesn't know what the wild card is, it's this freighter driven by, captained by a guy named Talon Card in the expanded universe. It's one of my favorite ships, so I'm happy.
God help us with the expanded. It's gone.
I know.
Yeah, he was dead.
And it was a beautiful thing. Well, not all of it, but
some of it's
the stuff that they actually made like as canon was like was great. Anyway, so
good spaceship.
I guess we should move on a little bit. Dal, what have you been up to the last couple weeks?
The last couple weeks.
And who the hell is photobombing us? And then
I've been moving, literally. Just everything is pretty much revolved around that. Going to school again, so basically I've had very limited time recently. But
you're going to school again?
I'm moved in. Yeah.
School for what?
I am going to school to get my A&P certifications for aircraft airframe maintenance and parts.
Nice. Will you be able to make real spaceships then?
That is part of the plan.
Good.
I have every intention to make a real spaceship.
I'll make this real life sim more like Starmade, and that's just good in my book.
I'm down with that. Can we get shields?
If one of you guys could develop like the necessary technology for the shields and whatnot, that'd be fantastic.
I'll get on it.
Well, something that I've discovered pretty recently, well, no, not that. Something I realized recently was that Burt Rutan is basically doing a real life version of KSP, where he's like, "Oh, I just want a cool looking ship, and we'll see if it flies." And he's just the White Knight 1 and the White Knight 2 and all this other stuff. It just looks so crazy, like with the bubble windows and all that stuff. But it still works, and it's so cool.
Everything that man does is solid gold for whatever fucking reason. It's beyond me. Like quite literally beyond me.
Yep.
But he does it. He does it, and somehow it flies.
Yeah, it did. I mean, obviously there was an accident recently. Well, I don't know how recently, but relatively recently with which was it, Spaceship 2, I think. But I mean, that was like the only one out of all the crazy designs he's had.
That's actually pretty impressive.
That was a damn shame.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, it's going to happen with experimental stuff. Just look at the the Falcon 9, the two recent vertical landing rockets. I mean, they lost both of them, but both of them were very close either way.
And they were gonna lose them anyway.
Yeah, they were test rockets. They weren't even full on rockets. And people, some of whom I may or may not be related to, were like, "Oh, they're just waste rockets," and it's like, no, they're test rockets. They're just
they're first. That's lose the rockets regardless.
Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. And so people don't see that; they just see rockets and they think money, and it's like, you know what?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, space exploration.
Oh no, you're going to get berry stuff in it.
Expensive.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the point.
Yeah, your mic's live.
Yeah,
I know.
Okay.
All right, so let's just say this, Dal. What have you actually been playing, Dal? I know the answer to this.
Honestly, GTA. Aside of GTA, I did get Payday thanks to a friend of mine. I'm really excited to play that soon too.
Who got you Payday when you have GTA?
Right?
Like,
Payday
was a
was
downgrade in my mind.
It was gotten for me before, but it took so long to install.
Okay.
By the time I installed it, GTA was already on the horizon, and here I am.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
But that being said, Payday still looks like a lot of fun.
Oh jeez.
Really excited to do that. See, I've been playing a lot of GTA. Been I guess kind of.
Well, I mean, we've all been playing together a lot.
Yeah. I feel kind of bad because my other friends on PS4, I haven't played with them in a long time. And I specifically told them, I'm like, hey, I'm not done playing on PS4, but I haven't played in like weeks. Sorry, guys.
To be fair, we are cooler, probably.
Yeah.
I can't say that because like they're
because because we're live.
No, because
if you never talk to them again.
Right, exactly.
They've been my buddies since GTA 4. We all met on there, and we've been playing ever since. So.
Well, tell him to get a fucking PC.
You're cheating on
and
us?
load that shit up.
Some of
Yeah,
it-
what the
You're
hell,
cheating
man?
on us?
PC
This was
Master
long
Race.
before you. So if anything, I'm cheating on them with you.
so we're just nothing to you.
I didn't know that I
We're
was
just a
basic bitch
fling?
saber.
Just a fling. Yes, you're all this hot, crazy fling.
Well,
Wild monkey.
at least
playing.
we're hot.
We got
Good.
something going on.
Famous last words. I want that on my tombstone. At least I was
At least
hot.
I was
It was a
hot.
hot fling. Oh man.
Oh, that's great. All right,
Duh.
Saber, what have you been up to?
I've been really busy with stuff. So, oh gosh, where do I start on the list? So obviously I have a YouTube channel that I've been much less active on than I was recently. Yeah. And so that is because I was recently named the 3D art director for Shine, which was a huge honor, and so happy to be able to be involved with that.
Compliment fishing.
No.
I'm just messing with you.
It was
Okay,
just
you
so
good.
crazy to be bumped up to that title, I guess.
No,
Position.
congrats,
The
man.
position isn't that different. Thank you. So it's really cool to be able to do that. It's been a interesting change. It hasn't been a huge difference, which I'm glad for. But there has been a few different things where people will automatically start asking me questions about, oh, what about this and that and this and that? I'm like, I can't tell you about 90% of what you just asked me.
Yeah, that's usually how that goes.
If I could, I'd have to kill you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell us the rest of the 10%, all of it right now.
And
And then we won't have to ask you.
I'm trying to think of how much I can actually tell you, because like I'm being really careful about it, because obviously I don't want to let anything slip that might be coming out, but I've been working on some really cool stuff, and there is a newsletter that should be coming out any day now, really, that is part of our, and by our I mean Shine's initiative to be more transparent with the community, and that actually goes more into detail in what I've been doing. But until that comes out, I don't want to say too much. But yeah, I've definitely been doing a lot more 3D work. So there are definitely models in progress for the game. So there's going to be some cool stuff coming out.
Awesome.
Other than that, though, there have been a few experiments that Kupu and I have been working on in-game assets currently. But yeah, other than that, I can't really discuss a whole lot because it's, planned stuff that, secret squirrel stuff, basically.
Very
Quad torture?
super stuff.
Yeah.
Did you just say cock torture?
No, it's quad torture.
You lost me for a minute there.
Yeah, obviously. I think we need to put an over 18 rating up on my stream now.
Probably. Yeah, it's too late. It's too
Yeah,
late.
it's too late
done.
now. Oh well.
But then
Like,
aside from that,
did you expect anything less from me?
No, not
No.
from you. No, not even
No.
a little bit.
Thank
I just,
God. Okay. At least you still respect me.
well,
respect
that's a strong
might
word.
be stretching. Yes.
I mean, this is a
talking
hot
about-
fling after all.
Yeah, and we're talking about the guy in a white suit with a what is it?
Princess fucking
Princess.
robot bubble.
Yeah,
His
mask.
Gum,
cheeky
gum bubble.
avatar.
So we're gonna go with gum
Oh my
bubble.
gosh.
Princess robot gum bubble. That's
For a second
there was
there, I thought
another
you
word
said
I was
bum
gonna use
bubble,
there that I opted
and-
against.
I could guess what it was.
I don't want to guess what it was. I'm just gonna pretend
You
like it
don't.
didn't
It's
happen.
terrifying. Yes, just hide in the corner.
That's
Rock
what I'm
back and
already
forth.
doing.
Hum
My
yourself a
computer's
happy
located
tune.
in a corner.
Oh,
I'm
there you
already
go.
hiding. Anyway,
But yeah, other than that, I've been running this crazy server with you guys, which has been fun and
Definitely.
enlightening.
Enlightening. That's
Yeah,
a word
yeah.
for it.
you missed the drama the other day, and I don't want to go too much
Oh.
into specifics because everybody's here
Yes.
listening. But there was some drama the other day with some players, and we had to give out a official warning, final warning, I should say.
yeah.
So we're getting into that point where we're finally, having to put the hammer down or the foot down or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and
little
that's kind of sad in my opinion.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, I think it was expected.
it's
I'm
rare.
surprised it's lasted this long without it, but I don't know. I'm happy that
Yeah,
it's gone as
Yeah,
smoothly
I
as
mean,
it has.
to be fair, like, I mean, it's a lot less than I've experienced on really many of the other servers I've ever been to.
Yeah,
and you know what
definitely.
the impressive part about that is? We don't have a whitelist, so anybody can come here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that
And
kind
we
of lends
still
itself to. Oh, I hate to interrupt you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say it's impressive that. Oh god. Never mind. I just think it's kind of impressive that we're sitting here, no whitelists, well-known people here. I expected more trolls.
Yeah, I agree.
I admit that, and
I think that's both a tribute to the Starmade community and a tribute to the fact that we kind of peer policing. It kind of
Yeah, I agree.
it's rearing its head here. I'd say, you know, like
And we do have a
nobody
good
wants to
admin
play
team,
on a
so that's
server
nice.
filled with trolls.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep. But I mean, I think a lot of what's kept us, I don't know, a mostly calm community so far has been just the admin team that we've got. I mean, we've got, some, in my opinion, some of the best admins that play the game at all.
We've pretty much
We
picked
do.
them up from everywhere.
Pretty much, yeah.
And we got the best ones, period.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Yeah,
people
that
just
was
gave
the
me admin, and I was like, well, that's cool.
And look at you now.
Right.
Good.
All right. Well, I guess I've been playing virtually no Starmade and not doing anything on the channel.
Yeah, you
Really,
pretty much pestering me
and-
24/7 about heists.
Yeah, I've been playing
Yeah.
a lot of GTA Heists.
Now that I assume is also what we're going to be doing later. We should totally stream it.
I'm
do
okay
that.
with that. We could do like a little Starside Lounge heists thing after this. That's cool.
The four of us?
Yeah, why not?
Good stuff.
But
No, the three of us, definitely not you.
Yeah, not you, man.
What? Oh,
You'll
You're-
be the sacrificial lamb. We'll put you
you're
on a
gonna let
bike
Dell
and you get to
play,
go
even though he's not even
forward.
here.
That's a good point. You know what? It's amazing how quickly the immersion just like set in because I've been like looking around and looking at the NPC like it was Dal. I'm like, wait a second, this is not. This is a robot.
That was not
This
even
is
a
line of
person.
code.
Technically,
plastic.
I did create the robot in my own image.
It's a simulacra.
It
of
is
him.
sneaky Dalmont.
Yes, it is.
I got to use the word simulacra in a correct
gosh.
sentence. I'm so happy.
Yeah, and no one else knows what it means.
That makes you
Congratulations.
horrible.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I've managed to accrue a 5-star
good job.
wanted rating.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
we managed to sit here and have a podcast without you.
Right?
Yeah. You say that.
All right. Well, other than that, obviously GTA, plenty of that. But
Definitely some more GTA. I mean,
actually, last night I took a look at Subnautica, and
oh, I want to play.
it was really pretty cool. I streamed it for about 3 hours, and it was a lot of fun. And it's kind of got that perfect mix of exploration in like a beautiful underwater world, and moments of just absolute terror. It's the only way I can explain it. It's just absolute terror here
So
and
it
there.
sounds like a great game for somebody who can't swim well.
Yeah, so you
That's
need,
exactly what it sounds
you
like.
need to play it. You need to play it now. I
Well,
want
as
to
long
watch
as they have
that.
oxygen, it'll be fine.
Well, yeah, you start with like you get like 40 seconds of
Well-
lifetime.
They give you all the oxygen you want, but you have to breathe it in through a straw.
Oh yeah,
The problem
It's
is
an
the
asthma
straw is
simulator.
located
Okay.
on your back.
yeah.
So you got to really bend in some weird ways.
I don't really do too bad in water in video games. Like one of my buddies from PS4 has a fear of deep water, and so anytime, even in a video game that he's in deep water, he's like, "Oh, I gotta get out! I gotta get out! Get me out of the water!" But
My
I
wife
do
is
too
my
like
bad.
God.
I just-
violently unsettled by things that are under the water,
yeah.
like or partially, large man-made objects specifically, like those alligators at the mini golf courses.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Like apparently they are hideously unsettling.
The only thing that
I
bothers
can
me
understand like a
about underwater,
submarine or something. But
yeah,
carry on.
the only thing that bothers me underwater is wrecks when I'm actually scuba diving, because I've been a scuba diver for about 10 years now, and I've done wreck dives and they're creepy. Like if it's like an artificial reef,
Tell.
yeah, goddamn man.
Sorry, I'm being trash.
Yes, you are trash.
I know.
Just like some people are bred.
I'm
We're
ruining
not even
everything.
gonna talk about that game though.
Oh
Oh
right,
God,
yeah.
no! Is that the one where you're actually bred?
Yes,
I am bred.
Oh my God, that game is amazing. Yeah, I know.
I haven't played it. I haven't played it.
That's
I've
pretty
seen
cool.
some, but
Please play that and stream it. I would be so happy.
I don't own it. I
Buy
can't
it.
play it.
I would not spend money. on that.
I don't know that I would either.
Go on
No
the street
way.
and lick some nipples and then buy that game.
Because that's how I earn all my money.
Yep. Licking nipples.
Licking the nipples of old men.
Specifically, yes.
You guys are all disgusting.
My wife just literally looks at me and says, "Raiben would do it."
What?
He knows him so well.
God damn it.
You're the hero we need and deserve.
I'm so glad Arella's not in here because she would probably agree with her.
Probably so.
Oh, that's horrible. Anyway, other than that, I really haven't been doing a whole lot. I picked up City Skylines, took a quick crack at that, and realized that I'm still really bad at city builders, despite the fact that I love them.
Raiben,
but
we're
you haven't
gonna do
played
it
it.
like a combo. We're gonna do a double team on that one day.
We're gonna
Hey,
double
yo.
team cities.
You guys
Yeah,
gonna Eiffel
dude.
Tower it?
Damn it! I was
We're
gonna
gonna Eiffel
go
Tower
there.
cities.
That was my joke, you bastard.
We're gonna have a
Too
game
late,
in the
beat you to
middle.
it.
Oh boy.
I'm
Anyway,
excited to try and do multiplayer KSP again
yeah,
because that's gonna
That's
be
on the
awesome
list.
with the updates. Yeah, yeah, the list that we can
Oh,
never
God.
get to because we're so freaking busy.
Saber, look behind you.
What? Oh, haha. Oh my gosh, that sounds like Kai Computer.
Yeah,
He
it
was
does.
in my stream one day, and I think it was during GTA, and he was just constantly saying that, like, Senpai Saber noticed me. I'm like, I can't even
Senpai
tab out of this
Saber
game
noticed
without it
me.
crashing.
Right.
No, not
Yeah.
happening.
Anyway, so beyond that, I don't know, what other topics did we have?
The sky's the limit at this point, really.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really true.
Been sucking a lot of dick lately.
That doesn't
Sweet.
surprise me.
Is that how you paid for all the fuel on the way down to where
Yeah,
you live
that's
now?
probably what it was. Stopped over at the truck
Those were
stations,
different kinds of favors.
Yeah.
broke out some knee pads and called it a day.
No, man, the knee
He's a
pads
lot
wouldn't have
wizard.
even fucking helped with that. I'm sorry.
So your knees are raw now?
Yeah.
No, most sleepers and trucks have carpet on them, so you should be okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess unless it's a day cab. Anyway,
All right, we're getting too
we're
much into the
it's
nitty
getting
gritty
really
of this.
weird.
We're thinking a little bit
You guys
too
know
much.
too much about this.
My
Well,
dad was a trucker
listen.
when I was a kid, so that's how I know about trucks.
We had to pay the fucking witches and demons for our super shipbuilding power somehow.
Ah, that makes
Sorry,
sense.
you moved to Salem, right?
What
Yeah,
is
you,
going
you
on?
move to Salem, you find yourself a nice witch, and you give her your soul, among
What?
other things.
As you do.
But actually, yeah, that's fairly accurate. I think I got run over by a Hummer.
Oh
That was
god.
spectacular.
Anyway, so beyond that, I guess we could go into some server news. We're now on the front page of the Starmade server list site.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
bitch.
so
It's
excited
pretty
about
cool.
that. With no bots, no nothing,
No bots.
just people that vote.
No bots, no scams, no incentives. Just
And we've
hey,
barely even
especially
been
the
telling
last.
people to vote too. So I mean, like
Yeah, I
I
didn't
just
even
started
vote.
a little campaign, I guess, on the StarSide G+.
There actually seems to
is-
be a little bit of competition because I believe it was Top Ace and somebody who's like, oh yeah, I think I have the most votes, and then he saw that somebody else did, and he's like, oh well, I gotta fix that or something like that.
we're gonna totally
It's
give
just
out
like,
a
okay.
prize. Are you ready? Here's the prize: our unending adoration.
How
Yeah,
about
you're
a high
not getting
five
that
if
from
they ever
me.
see us in
Nobody
person?
ever gets that from me, so that's not happening. How about a teleport into
No.
the sun instead?
I feel like there
No
was a your
man
mom
except for
joke
the
in there
sea.
somewhere, but I didn't make it in time.
Wait, what now?
Yeah, in there, somewhere in there. Unending
Right.
adoration, your
It's- well,
mom. I mean,
Yeah.
Comedic
it was
timing is
well
half
set
of
up.
the
It was well
humor.
set up, but the timing wasn't there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyway, so beyond that, we've been looking at server funding stuff. I
Ways
guess
to do
now
it.
would be a good enough time to, we run off donations and our
Our own
own
pocket.
paychecks. Yeah.
Lint.
Basically, the goal is to get the StarSide channel to the point where we can basically fund the server via the channel, but it's obviously nowhere near that yet.
Yeah, because we all have
So-
lives, unfortunately.
Yeah, and so
Well, give up your life then, God.
Honestly, I would leave my job if I knew I could support myself on
Yeah.
just the online funds that I've been
Life
getting.
goals, people.
Yeah.
Life goals. This is your opportunity. Want more content from Saber? Go give him money so he can live and survive and
Exactly.
produce you videos all the time. It's kind of like
Well-
prostitution, only slightly less sexual.
I have to get
no,
to the
Slightly.
not any less sexual. Let's just
Yeah,
be
I have
honest
to
here.
get at the job first. That's the
I'm
thing.
sure.
You
sure
have to
plenty
put
of-
you have to put the bills in his G-string.
Well, I
Correctly.
mean,
That's
yeah,
the only way you
otherwise-
can give him the money.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to have standards,
Otherwise,
you
he
know?
loses it.
Yeah, I'm very forgetful,
Exactly.
and I have really slippery hands.
It's all that baby oil.
His nickname in college was Grease Lightning.
Well, I thought it was slick, but yeah, we'll go with that one too.
Anyway, so we've been looking at different ways of funding the server. We run on donations and our own paychecks, like I said, and we're considering, in order to produce more stuff for the StarSide channel, we were considering doing a Patreon, and we kind of want to get some feedback from the people listening / watching this as to what you guys think. Would you want us to do something like that or not? Because I don't want to do that if there's no community support. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's we don't want to be here just begging for money. That just man some change, because I mean that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
And that feels low to me. Like even I did recently set up a donation thing for my own channel, which and I'm not asking for money, but it felt really weird to do that, and I only did it because there was another thing I had to set it up for. But it felt really strange because I don't like asking for money. But as far as for our Shattered Skies server, I don't feel as bad about it because it is coming out of our pockets. It is a service that we're providing, and we're not saying that to be on the server yet to donate. It just would help, and that's not even a demand or anything.
Well, I mean, I think the difference is, like with our YouTube channels and stuff like that, I feel like if you're donating to our YouTube channels, it's like, okay, that's cool and all, but like that feels like I'm asking money from me.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and
what feels weird about
I don't like
too.
doing that. But the server is more like a service. Mm-hmm. So we're asking for money to provide a direct service that you guys can use.
Well, and even if I was to get anything on my own personal one, I would probably just put it towards the server, because like that's where my extra money goes if we need it. I mean, it's not too much, so it's not too bad, but still.
Thankfully.
Yeah, since we've got it split up 3 ways, it's not. That's what I really like about StarSide in general, just how we have it set up, where even though we're all insanely busy, we do still kind of share the burden of this light channel, if you will.
Right.
But we get some content out, which is
sometimes
mostly speed builds when you guys are like, hey, it's 11:30 at night, want to do an hour-long speed build? Oh, you have work tomorrow? No, let's do the speed build. Thanks, guys.
In my defense,
totally
I haven't done
accurate
that to you yet.
I don't think you have yet. No,
I don't have anything on there.
Twice. No, not twice, just once.
No, Dalmont
the other
did
time
it
we
once.
planned ahead.
The other time it was Saber, or not Saber, Skylord and Dalmont.
Yeah. Oh god, that one was fun. 6 hours. People were asking, they're like, how did you make it through that? I was watching Friends. That's how I made it through that. since we have Newtonian physics, I would just like set myself to do a slow slide across the entire thing and just pan across it, and then I'd be watching Friends in the background.
Alt-tab. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, it's on my TV, which is next to me, so I was still looking at it, making sure it was accurate.
Content without the effort.
Basically, yeah.
Wow. Nice.
I mean, there was still effort, but a lot of it was just crunching it down to like 2,000 or 5,000% speed.
Yeah, that's nuts. Hey, look, Dal. What ship is going by in the background?
He wouldn't know because he's not here.
I know, right? Too bad, because it's a really pretty ship.
I don't know. I think it's kind of shitty. Looks like something Dalmont might make.
Agree. Yeah. Looks like a turd.
Yeah, with wings.
It's not even flying. Angled. It's not even a flying turd. It's a floating turd.
Just slowly floating by.
It's drifting
down the sewer pipe of space.
Yeah, and for those of you listening, it's the Sylvana.
Yeah, it's one of Dalmont's big ships. Early ships, rather.
Yeah. Well, it's the Black refit, so it's an updated version.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyway.
Speaking of updates, not really updates, this is just a segue into Starmade. What's the first thing that you guys individually want to make once Rails come out?
Landing gear.
Landing gear, okay.
Good.
I have to refit an entire ship anyway, so I think I'll just be updating it with all the new stuff.
Yeah, giant solar sailor with flip out solar sails.
That would be really cool. First thing I'm doing, those windmills on Spawn Island.
Nice.
Literally, first thing going there.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, they get knocked around every once in a while, so now we can actually set it to rotate all the time. It won't just be sitting there. People will be like, oh, cool, moving stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
It'll just be another thing to poke.
We should actually find more things to do on that with the rails.
Yeah.
There's
plenty of stuff.
We could do a monorail. Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
That's one of I think the most requested things.
Can we make Jurassic Park?
Do you want to do Jurassic Park on Spawn Island?
He does.
Or
Saber, there are things.
Just period.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Easy, man. Get it back in your robot NPC pants.
I'm trying, but it's made of steel. I mean, I'm not sure how it's going to happen.
Don't kid yourself. You're just plastic.
Oh, I got nothing.
Oh, okay.
gonna say something incredibly dirty, and then I thought
It's just a
second,
mannequin.
There you have it.
Pretty much. He doesn't move. He just stares.
I was gonna say something more like latex and air.
Oh no! You just have to duct tape him into the sitting position. You stay here.
Right.
Oh man.
Hey, it's resilient latex.
Did you say Brazilian latex?
Resilient. Resilient latex.
Well, if you mean that there's no body hair, that's correct.
It's from Space Brazil.
Yeah, it's waxed.
It's like real Brazil, only in space.
Okay,
You could
I think
make
we
anything better
need
by
to get
saying
off this
space.
slide.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is perfect.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome to an hour of us bullshitting like nobody's business.
Isn't
That's
it?
what this is.
This is actually a good time to pose the question: is this the type of content you guys want? You want to hear us
I don't
bullshit?
think we have a choice.
You know,
I think this is where it's naturally going to go every time.
yeah, it's
It is us. It is us, therefore. This is probably what's going to happen, yeah.
I think Chris is a little scared though. He hasn't been saying much.
Yeah.
he's
Oh well.
yeah,
Yep.
he's here, all right.
Yep.
No, that's all I have to say actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's it? Okay.
I'm
That
so
works.
glad we asked you to come on.
Mhm.
Well, I didn't
make us
actually get to
regret this,
finish what I
go ahead.
was talking about a while ago.
Sorry.
Oh, well, you
No,
said
it's
like that
fine.
was all you were doing. You're like, oh, well,
No,
I'm not
no,
doing
no.
much. I've been busy.
You were like, "Hey, Armada," and then I didn't
Oh,
get the
yeah,
chance to
I'm
explain
sorry.
Oh,
that.
that's right.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah,
go ahead.
Go ahead and talk about that.
So I'm in the process of getting an explosive restart going on my channel, and it's getting set up. And when that happens, I'll probably be expanding on the Armada. And currently, the only members are the few of us that are sitting here, and I believe Keptic. And basically, we just
bro, though.
produce quality content, and it's just a brand, like kind of like a name that is shared amongst us, so everybody knows who's in this group of content creators. And it's for YouTube and Twitch primarily.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's basically as you had initially told it to me, just sort of one flag for a bunch of individuals to fly under for their channels and stuff. But then also sort of a dare I say brotherhood, where like you can actually learn from each other and share graphics and stuff like that, where it's sort of a mini community in and of itself.
We're so
And we can also help promote each other and stuff like that too.
Exactly.
So it's always nice.
It's taken kind of the back seat lately, but it's coming back when I get things sorted.
Yeah, that's
All right.
understandable. Most of us are basically in the same boat.
Yeah, no joke.
We've had a lot of plans. That big thing that I was working on a while ago that I'm waiting for Rails on now is still just sitting there collecting dust. But I've had big projects in the works, just can't do them.
Yeah, I've played around a little bit in the dev build, and I'm sitting there going, this is awesome, but if I build anything, it's probably gonna break and I can't use it. So
Oh yeah.
and if that happens, I'm just not gonna want to build anything. So screw it. I'm just not gonna build anything now.
Yeah.
And then once it's all good. But I actually just recently downloaded the newest dev build, and I'll be checking that out.
I don't know if you
Oh,
can
nice.
see what's spawned over there in the corner.
I don't know what that is. I don't want
It's
it there though.
pretty big.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
My robot reports
It's a Forerunner.
signs of
workshop.
FPS lag.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
that would be correct.
Yeah.
I'm tempted just to delete it. Oh no, it's gone. All right, cool.
It's gone.
That solves that
See,
problem.
this is the good stuff. They kind of police themselves.
Sort of.
Well, police in air quotes.
Yeah, I guess that's a.
That is the really nice part about this, though, because we used to, as just admins, be way more busy just taking care of the little day-to-day stuff. But now that we have a team of admins behind us, it's like, oh, somebody will take care of that.
Exactly.
we get to be more lazy.
And they usually do, except when
Yeah.
everybody says, somebody will take care of that, and then nothing happens.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is rare.
I remember back on an older server that we may or may not have been part of. Dalmont and I were incredibly busy all the time
Constantly. It's like
because
a
we were the
full-time
guys that
fucking
took care of
job.
everything. And it's really nice to have a good group of admins who, well, don't abuse admin powers except against other admins for fun. And usually that's okay.
I think I have yet to manage any sort of situation ever.
Well,
That's fine.
lucky you.
Yeah, we've got a good team for it. So.
Lucky you, because That's usually where it falls to me.
Like, a very specific member of our community here has yet to call out my name in excitement, and that's so sad. Because I know they're very excited when you guys get on.
Yeah, everybody loves us.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I don't know.
I know I'm excited when you get on Saber.
Well,
I get sexually excited when Saber shows up.
Yeah. Same thing with me in the mirror.
Me more.
I'm kidding. Kidding. That would be terrible.
That would be pretty terrible. Narcissism at its finest.
I've known some people that are almost that bad. It's
I
like,
know.
really? What's wrong with you? You're just be a human being, okay?
Right? Oh man. Oh hey,
Speaking.
look.
Well,
Oh god.
Oh, another one. Speaking of excitable people, and this isn't going to go in a weird way.
Speaking of
What's
humans.
been speaking of humans? I mean, speaking of us, our species, I am totally a human.
Reptoid.
What's the thing that you guys get asked the most by your viewers or subscribers or whatever you want to dub them as? Like, be it ship reviews, come help me build, this kind of stuff. Like, what's the most prevalent thing that you guys get?
Oh god. I get asked a lot to give away models for the ships, because I do most of my things through Smedit. And I have to say, I can't exactly give out a custom model for everyone. So it's like I can never accommodate these people that want something for me.
You can't. You're such a jerk, Chris. How dare you?
Right? You're just a horrible
Well,
person.
It's more like you want me to go into Smedit and make you a model and then upload it somewhere for you to download it once.
Yeah.
When they could do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
all
yeah,
available.
I totally get
and
that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
the
not
number
worth
one-
it. It's
the
not
number
even
one
worth
thing.
it.
that I get asked is frankly, hey, can I make X modification to Y ship and like repost it?
Oh,
And-
really? That's your most prevalent one?
That's the one I get
That
asked
actually
that
surprises me.
literally all the time. It's rarely like, can I help you build, or hey, do you have any advice? Because it's relatively easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When on the
I
YouTube channel.
figured it would just be, hey, can you come look at my ship or give me advice?
That's a close second.
Okay, all right. I was gonna
Yeah.
Can
say.
you come look at my ship?
Yeah.
Close second.
Mhm.
There are a few people who I totally would doing that for, because they've got some sweet ships, going to produce consistently good content. But if I look at your profile and you have nothing for me to look at, it's like I can't take the time to look at every single ship. I'd like to,
Yeah.
but much like our old favorite, the DAW 1, if everything's a DAW 1,
Oh,
if it's good and nobody sends pictures.
no, they
Send
never
pictures.
do.
If you send pictures, I'll look at it.
Yep.
I'll
Yeah,
at least look at the picture and
that'll
be
be
like,
a hook.
yes, this is
Just no
neat
dick
looking.
pics.
Yeah, just anything but the
Please.
dick pics.
Especially those.
Yeah.
Only
You
those,
send me dick
actually.
pics, I'll,
Not even ship pics.
No,
Oh,
no.
that.
If you
Ship
send
pics.
Dal dick pics, he'll come running straight
Ship
to
pics
you.
versus
Oh,
dick
yeah.
pics.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess for me,
Make
it's
it a guessing game.
50-50. Starmade 50-50.
Oh God.
Awesome ship or horrible.
It's a good thing you can't load
man-coded
those up in the
tentacles.
game.
Yes, correct.
Oh man.
All right, what's up with you, Raiben?
Well, I guess mine's a split. It's almost a dead split. Usually, it's either, will you come look at my ship or give me advice and stuff like that. Which, I mean, it's kind of hard to do because there's so many people. Like, I'll log on and I'll get 6 messages.
Yep.
And there will be 6 people on the server. So, I mean, that's legitimately happened. And it's like, that's why I like to do ship reviews, but they take so much time. And I just have not had a regular enough schedule to be able to plan, and say, hey, in 3 days, I'll do a ship review. Because 3 days later, all of my plans will have gone to hell.
Mm-hmm.
But the other one is that old classic, will you build my interior for me? Or will you build my exterior for me? And it's like, short answer, no. And it's like, come on, guys. I mean, the whole reason I do the School of Design series is because it's like, I want you to build your interior.
Mm-hmm.
That's the point.
We would very much like to see more content.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kind of half the problem is that we don't. There's
Yeah.
it seems like a silly thing to say, but there's so many people who build so much cool stuff and then hide it away in a corner.
Yeah, it's hard
Yeah.
to find or get that exposure, I guess. Even if
Not
they
like it's
upload
not
it, a
out
lot of
there.
people don't. Yeah, a lot of people don't mention it even if they do. Speaking of, before I get to mine, speaking of exposure of ships and not all being good, I saw today on the dock, that somebody uploaded a ship that was called something or other mini stealth ship.
Oh my god!
And it was
Oh,
like
yeah,
this
I saw
big long,
that.
it was
Yeah.
like this big long official name, and it was seriously like 12 blocks of mostly power that was supposed to be a stealth ship. I'm like, why would you upload that?
Right.
Please no, it's worse than the Dalmont. Yikes.
Oh, and okay. Well, this just got uploaded. This
Something-
is called the Jar o' Dirt.
Oh, good.
Oh no.
I'm looking
I
at
like
that.
it already.
It's a.
I've got a jar of
That
dirt.
like stain blue.
It is a jar of dirt. I am.
It's a legitimate jar of
Actually,
dirt.
Yeah,
jar
but I
of
mean,
dirt.
yeah,
But that's kinda cool.
It's shaped like a jar of dirt. Yeah. So
Yeah, no, but
I'm
it's
fine with
it's,
that.
it's well built and everything.
Yeah.
It sort of
I think it
reminds
needs
me,
wedges, but-
not to toot my own horn or whatever, but like, Mike.
The jar of dirt needs more wedges.
It does. There's no wedges on it. Come on. If you're gonna go with it, go all the way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, penta, tetra, all that stuff.
Yeah.
May as well. Okay,
And I can't
I'm willing
really-
to acquiesce that.
I can't really use the review thing as much because I literally ask for those. So like I can't use that as
Yeah.
a, oh man, this is what people always ask me. But I think the one, not necessarily that I get the most, but the one that bothers me the most is, and I see some logic to this, but when people ask me, hey, give me some tips on how to build. And it's like, that's such a broad topic. Like I could give you
Yeah.
tips on interiors, exteriors, systems, every
How
little
to build
aspect
a
of the
better
game.
life.
Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. How to grow
Not
up
be
well and
terrible
be
at
a
everything.
respectable adult. But like, so I get that very broad question quite a bit, and so I usually just say like, don't be afraid to start over, and keep building, keep practicing, and like that's
Yeah.
what I have to condense it down to in just like a 2 sentence thing.
Saber, just to interject, that keep building no matter what. Like, don't be afraid to tear it down and put it back
Yeah.
up. That is probably the best advice anybody can
Mm-hmm.
from any
Mhm.
builder. Just
Yeah,
build
that's
a
what.
damn thing.
Hell, that's what you told me, Dal. When I
Yeah.
because for those of you who don't know the history, I joined the server, another server with Dal, and I built something. I actually don't legitimately remember what it was, and I started building other
Athena.
stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. And I was showing that off at one point, and I had no idea who Dal was. Like. I was really new to the game, okay? I was really new. I had downloaded his Sylvana and still did not know who he was, which is impressive.
I remember when you guys first started hanging out, because that was when I started to be like, hey, who are these guys? Because you were doing your
Yeah.
like build series, whatever, on him, and then
Well-
he was just building crazy stuff.
Well, I got to know Dalmont before I started YouTube.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It was on a pizza planet with the EFSF and Dalmont's mechs that he had just built.
Oh,
And-
that was the best day.
Right.
ever.
that was
That was
And I-
when the NXL1 was brand new.
right. And I walked up to there. He had like this hangar with these mechs in them, and I was blown away. And I was like, okay, I need to figure out how the hell he did this, because this is really cool, And after a little while, I asked him, hey, I got this thing. Can you help me out with it? And then
Ew.
yeah, right, okay, whatever. Anyway, and
That bad.
yeah, and then I started YouTubing because a certain someone who did ship reviews at the time didn't review my ship after I tried like 6 times. So I said, screw it, I'll do it myself. That's legit too.
Saber, you fucking piece of shit.
What?
Well, you probably didn't give him pictures.
Anyway, no, it wasn't Saber. It was.
Oh, you should have sent the dick
Yeah.
pic
Yeah.
instead.
It wasn't
I just
Saber.
assume
Stones
everything
and
It was
me.
revenge.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it was Saber's fault. I'm
Oh
down with
no!
that.
All right.
I'm
Whatever.
down with that. Anyway, so I started doing YouTube, and then you came on the server, Saber, and started doing the racetrack, the new racetrack. And that was about the time I was finishing up the Naviri, and that whole time, like, I think Dal saw it once and he was like, that's really cool, and I was just getting advice from him, and so the two of us started talking, and then you joined in, and we all knew who the hell you were. And I think the fact of the matter was, like, Dal and I were like, yeah, I like his videos, but he's still a person, so fuck him.
That's what you think.
And
Yeah.
That's actually really pretty much how that went down.
That's how that went down. We're like, he's still a person, so fuck him.
Yeah.
And then we all started hanging out, and then Chris showed up one day, and we're like, I guess we'll take in the Stray.
Yeah. I remember watching the Mushroom Fleet server for so long because my computer went to crap. I moved and then my computer went to crap, which is great timing. And so it was like 3 months where I was just like, man, I wish I could be on this server. I wish I could be on this server. Like, these guys are doing such cool stuff. And then I finally got on. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. So I immediately started on just a race planet because I'm an idiot. I hate my life.
It was a lot of fun though, back when the thrust mass was correct for that sort of thing.
It was, yeah.
That
I
was
still
weird
enjoy
time.
it, but it was just so time consuming. And people
I wish,
still,
like-
to this day, are like asking me about previous projects, but especially race planets. We're like, when are you going to start it again? I'm like, when I have free time, which is never.
Yeah,
Because
right.
it's literally placing rock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd love to. Like, one thing that I wish that they could do is, like, if you have like one thruster, right? You can make the thrust in any amount up to the point where that thruster's limit is. So like one thruster is like what, 8 thrust?
Something like that, yeah.
Right. So you could dial it down to 2.
Yeah.
And then you could actually use your old planet because that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, basically just throttling essentially.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Well, I mean, it's more like a limiter in a car.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It'd be really nice so that we could actually use some of that stuff again.
Mhm.
Because now, like, the ships have to be huge comparatively.
Well, even with that low thrust, like, I don't know how Newtonian physics is going to change things for us because our server has that, and so I have no idea what it's going to be like for racers.
That's an interesting question.
Yeah, so Dal, at some point, because I know you've got some of those sectors, we need to get that in, and I get to just test it out.
We also need to get this Spleef Racing planet back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Among the other million other ideas and projects we've had where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that or start that, and then you do start
And
that,
we
and
got,
then it
like,
never gets done.
We got there. Like, we built the damn thing. We just never went through with it. We'll have to redesign the Spleef Racers, though.
Yeah, well, it's just the time issue. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, if I didn't have this job, I could probably do this full time. But
Yeah.
I've got some other plans that I wanted to shoot for. But by the end of this year, I'm hoping to be by the end of this year, I'm planning to be out of this job because when I got hired on, I like literally told them in the interview where they said, "Okay, we want you." I said, "Okay, I can do this for 1 to 2 years, and then I'm going to be gone." And they were like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And now my like managers and higher ups, let's say, are like, yeah, we're moving you to this new position. There's a lot more room to grow financially. And like the guy always rubs his fingers together because apparently I care only about money.
Right.
He's like, there's a lot more room to grow and stuff. I'm like, okay, but I haven't told him yet, but like he knows because I told him in the interview, like eventually I'm just gonna be gone.
Yeah, that's completely
What
fair.
will you do?
What am I gonna do after this?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I can explain it. So my hope is, this is currently my plan A, and I'm not really focusing on much for other plans, but there are rough ideas that I have for other plans. My plan A is hopefully to go to NASA for simulator development, because I used to do simulator development for heavy equipment, so like dozers, off-highway trucks, hydraulic excavators, stuff like that. But I would love to be able to work on spaceship simulators, like just NASA stuff. Anything that will help out astronauts and help human space flight, I would love to be able to do.
What are the odds that Dal and Saber both have the opportunity to make real spaceships and they met online?
Well, mine wouldn't be real, mine would be digital, but it would be helping train on real spaceships. So yes, but
So you're
going
gonna
to
make
the
the simulator
You will make it happen.
for Dalmont's actual spaceship.
I would love to, and there's a cha-cha line going on.
Yeah, holy crap.
Yeah,
I
saw
thought
that.
it was one thing.
Terrifying.
No, pretty funny on the audio version. There's like a line of, it's got to be like 20 ships all under one person's control, so they're all operating as one ship. That's nuts. But yeah, so that was, I don't know which of us told which first. I think I told you about NASA. I don't know. Anyway, like we both just kind of like talked about it, and we were like, oh crap, we both want to do really similar things. Like all of a sudden, because
you simulate it, I'll maintain it.
dude, I'm okay with that. Like the Dream Chaser would be amazing to be able to work on.
That's exactly what I want to do. I want to work with newer space planes, private developments, and stuff like that.
Yep.
Just anything to get near or break into that industry, because it's a hard one to get into.
Absolutely. It's also very competitive for, at least for NASA stuff. I mean, you're going to be able to work in the private sector, but I probably wouldn't. But yeah,
no,
definitely still
I'm
very
sure there's going to be opportunities eventually.
That's
but
true.
You're going to have to be, and they're hiring people with experience from NASA.
Yeah, well, to a degree. I've read some articles recently because I've been doing a lot of research on this. And I've read some articles recently that apparently NASA Langley, which is the one in Virginia, which does a lot of the aeronautic testing, they are trying to hire a much younger workforce because like the average age there is like 50. Like it's scary how high the average age is.
That's actually really similar to my job.
And you're only 6, so you'll bring that whole metric down.
Absolutely, it'll be down like 45 at least. So
just from you.
Yeah, just me. So I don't know. It would be. It is very competitive. It's hard to get into. I've been emailing a lot of people, and as soon as I get my resume completely updated, I will be emailing a lot more people, basically just pestering the crap out of everybody there. Because sometimes that's how you get jobs. Not like on an annoying level, but on a, we can't really forget who this person is because they talk to us a lot. Yeah. That's a similar way to how I got my job right out of college, which was done more so by my roommate at the time, who basically we were getting into this. Well, actually, we were at GDC, which is Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, and we happened across this tiny little booth that was this heavy equipment simulator. And we sat there and talked with them for a while, and then came back the next day and talked with them some more. Ended up showing them our portfolios, stuff like that. And then we came back on the final day, and we were like, okay, well, like, hey, we enjoyed talking to you and all this stuff. We ended up giving them resumes, and again, we showed them our portfolio, cards, the whole 9 yards. And then almost as soon as we got home, we immediately emailed them. And then over the next couple of months, we kept emailing them. Not like, hey, do you have a job for me yet? Do you have a job? Just like, hey, like how are things going? Are you guys still busy with projects? They knew that they wanted to hire somebody in the future, but they didn't know when or who. So basically, we kind of just slid into that spot where it's like, we showed them that we were capable of doing the job, and we showed them, like the kind of people we were just by talking with them a lot. So if you're persistent and you keep after a goal that you have, it's usually a lot easier to get it than if you were just to say, oh, I'll send one email. And then if I catch something, awesome. If I don't, I'll move on. So it's really good to have that persistence. Yes, exactly. So
yeah, that was the thing that, my mom taught me. Like, it's the same thing. That too. But like, I wanted to get to the firehouse more than anything when I was in Okinawa. And like, I literally, like, every time that the EMT class started coming around, because I had to take that to get into the firehouse, like, I would just bug the ever-living crap out of my, like, everything. I'd make sure all my stuff was on point, but I'd be like, hey, so you got to send somebody to the firehouse or to the EMT class this month or whatever. Any idea? Like, come on, man. I want this. I've worked my ass off for this. This is all I want right now. And eventually, after I'd gotten enough experience, and they said, yeah, all right, go to the EMT. And then I went off to the ER and then to the firehouse.
Yeah.
Some of the most fun I've had. Well, it's probably the most fun I had on the island.
Yeah, that's
mostly
two
because
major
I didn't
points.
have to do anything.
I got to be lazy. Perfect.
Never get up on your dream.
Absolutely. Like thank you, Robot Dalmont. It's those 2 points that can get you a long ways, is be tenacious and be memorable. Chris, even you, like you were talking about, you were showing me your resume and stuff just to talk about a few different things. And because obviously we both have a graphic arts degree. And so one of the things I told Chris pretty quickly after looking at his resume was, spruce a couple things up and just try and make it so that it's memorable. Because it's really easy for bigger companies to, they have just stacks of resumes. Mm-hmm. And so they'll just flip through and like, oh, you know what, like they don't even necessarily look at all of the information depending on, the type of HR or whoever's hiring that kind of person. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them, it's just like they're just flipping through them and just like, oh, no, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong, this looks boring, all that kind of stuff. So, just be memorable and be tenacious. And, I don't know when this became a life coaching podcast, but it did.
Whatever. That's the beauty of this podcast. We have license to go wherever the hell we want to because it's our goddamn podcast.
That's right. And that's how we like it. We can run it however we want. We can have people who aren't really here, but they're here, right, Dalmont?
Right, yeah.
That's exactly right.
We can have robots and
that was highly resourceful of you, though. I will say that.
I will say that was impressive. If only you could have loaded your skin onto it.
One day.
Yeah. One day. Mm-hmm. Someday in the future. But yeah, unless you guys had anything else you wanted to cover, we did have one question from the Twitch stream.
I saw that.
Yeah, let it roll.
Well, I guess technically we've all done reviews, right?
Yeah, the question was, what is the review process for each of you guys like? And so we have all kind of done our own brand of reviews, which I think is fairly different amongst the three of us. I don't know about you two guys. You might have a more similar one for sure.
You two guys, like between Dal and I?
Yeah. Saber, I want you drop it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it can be a little more different than the two of us.
Yeah, definitely. Mine is a little more unique because what I like to focus on with my reviews is first impressions, as if I were the person who downloaded a ship from the website, had never seen it before, maybe they didn't see the pictures, whatever. So I like to give that first impression, like this, I know nothing about the ship, I don't review it. This is just what somebody who downloaded it would think about it. And so I get the ship from the Starmade doc because I prefer, I only take ones that are publicly available. That way if somebody sees a ship that they like, they can immediately go and download it. So then I grab it from there, and then I don't look, if there's pictures, I literally cover it with my hand on my monitor, like, so I can't see it at all, no idea. So then I download it and load it up, and then everything that you see after that is my first impression, weapons, systems, everything, aesthetics. And so I just kind of give my point of view on it. I've seen a lot of ships, so I feel like I can give some suggestions. I've got an eye for design because of my training previously, and so that's kind of where I go with it, just to give it a authentic first impression sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a little different from us, I think.
Yeah, other
Chris,
than targets,
you haven't done ship reviews, but you've done station reviews, right?
Yes. I planned on expanding that in the future, though.
Okay. So, what was your process for the station reviews?
Well, the station reviews that I've done so far were for the station contest that happened ages ago. So the idea was that I would check them out, see if they fit the bill for like what their category was, and whether it fit the theme that was set by the contest rules. I kind of went over how much effort was clearly shown in the build, and as someone that just recently got out of college for graphic design, I took into account like all of that knowledge for when I reviewed it. Things like shape, form, line, color, texture, things like that, whether you could use a variety of blocks and get something out of it, or if it just turned into a mess.
So Raibens would be horrible. Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of color, Raiben, your ships are a nightmare.
I know.
At least the lighting is.
To be fair, he is colorblind.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably good.
To be fair, I get people to check my work when it comes to that sort of thing.
You're welcome.
It's fine. Yeah, it's excusable.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, you sort of revised your review process after like a couple episodes, didn't you? Because weren't they going like way too long initially, and then you shortened them down?
I was making them too long, and then I shortened them down. And I did give a rating, but that was, I think I'm only gonna keep that for the station reviews that I've got to still do. Oh my god.
I don't know if I'm ever gonna go back and do them. Like, I know I said I was, but it's so far gone. I don't know if anybody's gonna care.
I'm not gonna be done for another few weeks because I'm only planning on doing one review a week.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, that's pretty bad. They were supposed to be done within that month.
Yeah, we had both kind of set out at the same time to do similar things with it, and it just didn't happen because there were just so many. And mine were like a minute long, but I was doing like more cinematic shots, and it was still it was too much work. There was too many. I was overwhelmed.
Also, one thing I would like to mention is that no matter how good of a builder you are or how respected you are, I will find something wrong with your build.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Take that as a challenge.
Dalmont submitted his outpost, and there were a ton of things that I actually didn't like about it, that I think he could have done better on and put in more effort. So even the great Dalmont will come under scrutiny.
I'm actually secretly pretty shit.
Yeah, he is pretty shit.
That's part of what we do, though, as far as like us
the worst
in StarSide, is to balance each other out and critique each other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I find things wrong with Dalmont ships all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I find
and mine are usually
wrong
crap.
with my ships even more than that. You guys fucking bring me down. It's like, it's not that bad.
Sometimes.
Okay,
when you start getting cocky, we got to bring it down a few notches.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's not too hard to do that. You just kick them in the balls and walk away.
That's rough.
You know I've done it. Anyway, I guess I'm not going to speak specifically for Dal or anything, but I know we have a very similar style of reviewing
More
shows.
blunt.
Yeah, we just kind of, because what a lot of people tend to do is review ships when they're fully done, and I know Dal and I we prefer ships like that, but we never consider them fully done. We just tell them what to change. And a lot of them are actual work in progress. They're not fully done. So there's that. But normally because we usually jump in with the builders and actually speak to them while we're doing it, which makes it a little different.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. It's kind of a weird dynamic because like you get some builders who understand what the hell you're talking about, right? You'll say this, that, the other thing, and they understand what you're saying, and then yeah, there's a few that just don't.
Yeah, and that's part of why I keep them out of it, because that would greatly lengthen the videos, and then I don't need somebody trying to defend themselves while I'm critiquing their ship just because they can't take criticism. Right. So that's part of why I leave that whole aspect out of it.
And that's one of the things for me is I started collecting ships for ship reviews more like yours, Saber, because I like that, and I don't want to have to basically fight with people about their ship. Because you're basically saying, I want your opinion. But when you give your opinion, if anything's negative, I don't want that. And it's like, that's not how I operate. It's never been how I operate, and it never will be either.
I think that actually makes or breaks a lot of artists in the professional field. Honestly, it's like, it's not bad, it's my style.
Oh, I hate that phrase. I hate that phrase so much, because so many people would use that and they're just doing like a half-assed job. They're like, oh, it's stylized. Exactly. No, it's crappy. Work on it again.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, it's the difference between good and great. It's like, you can't just say, like, if it's not aesthetically pleasing, it's not aesthetically pleasing. Like, the human eye only finds certain, groupings of color and things of that nature to be, pleasing. And that's what I think a lot of people forget, is that you're appealing to other people whose eyes work like yours do.
Yeah. Even with you can even factor in a matter of taste for that. So, for example, I'm going to compare a few things. So, I like a lot of different arts, but one kind of art that I don't like is Jackson Pollock, which, for those of you who don't know, Jackson Pollock is basically where it's paint splatters on a canvas. And personally, my opinion is I don't like that at all, because it seems like, yes, there's some emotion to it, but there's no composition to it. It's just, it seems lazy, and just I don't like it personally.
9 out of 10 times they can tell the difference between that and like a bullshit Pollock, but at the same time it doesn't make it particularly good.
Yeah, my personal taste is I like things that, you can evoke emotion from people, and you can make them feel and see a story and stuff like that. Like, that's my preferred kind of stuff. But like, I can obviously see, so to make a comparison to that, almost a ship rendition of that, I would say would be Crimson Artist. He does really great, superb details, and I'm not going to like rag on him here about it, but it's just that when I first encountered his style, I may have overreacted a little bit, but like, it was it just wasn't what I'm used to seeing, what I'd like to see in most designs. But he is a very good builder. It just wasn't my style that I expected, and so that was part of why I reacted the way that I did initially. So even with all the variances of style, you can still tell what's what has had effort put into it and what hasn't. So you can't really use the excuse of, oh well, it's my style. It's, well, no, you could improve some more, but then you can establish your style. Like, you have a base for your style, but just keep working on it.
Yeah, and I can totally agree with that. I don't know if this is the correct word. So maybe because the three of you are all artsy folks, and I am most certainly not.
IR swimmer.
IR swimmer, scuba diver, and medical person.
Scuba Steve.
Yes,
Scuba Steve.
Anyway, but I guess when I was acting way back when, like the thing for me, the driving thing for me is some form of narrative. Like, if you're gonna put something on a ship, then, or in any art piece, it has to have a purpose. You know, it's got to have a reason to be there of some description, and it has to flesh out the ship more, at least in the context of Starmade. And if I mean, there's like super noisy stuff, and that's just like having a whole bunch of people talking over each other, and you get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
And then there's, you know, I guess, you know, that single line or nothing, which is like, you know, an overly pregnant pause in a scene, which is, well, pointless.
It can be used to great effect, but it has to be done just right.
Yeah,
it's so difficult, especially in theater, where it's, you know, you're up on the stage and people either think you forgot your line or it's an intentional pause.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. It's like, if you're gonna do a pause or a break in detailing on a ship, you have to have something there that tells people that's purposely done.
Yeah, and that actually ties in with a graphic design rule, which is there are strict rules set in place for, you know, spacing and all this other kind of stuff. But if you're gonna break a rule, make sure it's very clear that it's intentional. You have to really break the rule.
Way.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't half-ass it. Don't be like, oh well, it's a little broken rule. Like, you don't stretch the rule. You break it all the way.
Yeah, that's one thing Dal taught me too.
Yep.
Learn that in drawing, first class. If you, for example, you have too much space on one side of the paper, then it becomes very obvious, like white space that's not used.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes obvious. It becomes like a bar. It draws your eye away from the actual art. But if, for example, you had white space surrounding the entire paper, it becomes a border and it encloses. So you kind of, if you're going to make a mistake like that, well, you might as well make the mistake in a way that benefits you, you know?
Yeah.
Or
well, and you can also tie that into a rule of
to,
thirds, where your focus is on one side, but then it's a little more bland on the other.
Yeah, it's about balance.
Yeah, exactly. It's just those rules that are set, which you break them or you don't.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I don't know. I think it's always entertaining to hear you guys talk about this stuff, because it's like, ooh, these people actually know what the hell they're talking about. But wait, who's the guy doing the School of Design series? Who the fuck put him in charge? Like, who's the? All right, we've got. Let's see, 4 people here, and 3 of them have art degrees and experience with graphic design and, you know, all this stuff, understand the basics and the advanced concepts. And then there's that guy.
But who enjoys teaching the most?
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy
you
it.
named it School of Design.
Yeah.
I'd enjoy it, but if I receive criticism, then or like, it depends. I might butt heads with people.
Oh, really?
I'm very stubborn.
Well, there's a difference between being stubborn and being able to take criticism well, because I think of myself as pretty stubborn. I'm sure you guys would agree. But you can still accept criticism. It's a different thing, I guess. It's just removing your personal feelings from the situation, really.
I do have plans to do something similar to Raiben's, but it's going to be on a more basic level.
Yeah. I have plans to do something similar as well, but go ahead.
Raiben,
so y'all are stealing my shit. Okay.
I'm eating a sandwich,
really.
so sorry.
Oh, okay. Delicious sandwich.
Yeah, my mom made it for me. It was great.
Can your mom make me a sandwich?
Yeah.
I want a sandwich.
Okay.
Can she make me grilled
She
cheese?
can make them for you, but I'll just steal them and eat them later.
God damn it.
Fiend.
Well,
Horrible person.
I'm the Nightbringer, so...
Make me cry.
He's a sandwich bringer.
Oh, yeah. I like that one better.
So, Raiben does a lot of things focused on the actual design of a ship, but I was going to do a series where I focused on elements of design and how it translates to Starmade.
Uh-oh.
So, it'd be a little bit more fundamental, basic type of stuff.
Oh, okay, good.
How
So the
things
stuff
like...
that I don't understand, I just skip straight to the advanced class.
Well, yeah, it'd be things like
And I
how
don't actually know what
colors
I'm talking
work,
about.
or how lighting
Okay,
can
cool.
work, and stuff like that.
So basically, whenever you do the how colors work, everybody's gonna just PM me being like, "Go watch this for the love of God."
Get good.
Yeah, probably.
Because
Okay,
it's
I
like
think this could
I've
work.
had some people send me like a color wheel before, and I'm like,
Ah,
you
really?
realize
That's
that doesn't help
rude.
me.
I would consider that rude as fuck.
Yeah.
If somebody sent me a color wheel, I'd ban them from my channel. Like, fuck you.
No, it was
that'd be
more,
This is
more of
downright
as a
catty.
joke. Like it was more of a as a joke, but like I'm just sitting there. Somebody was like, you should probably. He sent me a color wheel, and he was like, so you should probably pick, 2 colors on opposite ends. And I'm like, yeah, but what I assume is an orange and the red, they look pretty similar to me.
Do you know what you should have said? They're all gray.
Yeah,
Why'd you send me this gray color wheel?
Like you dick.
I hate it when people Google things for you.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't fucking Google the color wheel myself.
Right.
This person probably feels bad. We're sorry.
Whatever.
It's all good.
Whoa.
It was a while ago.
17-mile long iceberg just broke away from Antarctica.
Oh, great.
Good.
For Manhattan.
Oh man.
I'm not to
Can we claim it?
away from that. Can we? We'll make it our own country.
Country
Until it
on an
melts.
iceberg.
Yes. The world's smallest country.
Can it be our fortress of solitude?
It'll be the Rhode Island of countries. I'm glad that you guys are as specific with your videos as you are, because I've had a plan for a while to do a I call it my cutting edge series, which is just to follow like the latest trends of building. And I obviously haven't gotten around to it because time is fun. But so I'm glad that like if we do all end up getting to doing those series all at the same time, it'll still cover different aspects of building, which I think would be really cool.
Can it be called the bleeding edge instead? Because that sounds cooler.
Well, but maybe like bleeding edge or cutting edge, like either one could be like, the cutting edge with Saber, and then it's like, haha, Saber, huh? But
no, don't do that.
I think
I'm not gonna put it in
I
the
think
title.
you've just nuked that name. You can
I
no
know what you're
longer
talking
use it.
Nope, it's the best name ever.
Fucking
No.
from
But, like,
directly from orbit, Saber.
The bleeding edge would be predicting the future trends, which, as we know, Dalmont is triangles. But otherwise, it's just following the current trends, which is more of the cutting edge.
Whatever.
Dalmont predicts the future trends by seeing something as it happens and then making it happen himself. Like
Usually he
steals
just
everything.
makes it. Like we were doing the time lapse on his time chip, and he was doing this detail, and I think you initially made the triangle, but then I was like, no, make it a bigger triangle. And he's like, triangles, the way of the future.
And then
Actually-
from that point on, we've started seeing triangles appearing in ships.
Yep, there have been more triangles.
That being said, the real process is kind of secretive, but I will go ahead and divulge it to the world. Dalmont will go and eat a hearty breakfast whenever he wants to make something new, and he eats a hearty breakfast, and then he goes and relieves himself, and he turns around, and whatever he sees there, he builds in Starmade, and that's where he gets his inspiration.
That is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
The shit's
So-
here? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
It's truly unique.
It's like the tea leaves.
It's unique every time.
I see triangles in the future.
If I'm looking for a combat ship,
Doritos.
I go to Chipotle.
Oh,
Good
no. Oh, we need like a queued up, just put up.
I don't. My soundboard doesn't work anymore, or else I would.
Right. Well, that was fantastic.
Oh, that was amazing.
This is all 100% true. Everything
Yeah.
you heard tonight.
Everything you heard tonight is 100% true,
Yep.
and that'll be the last lie we tell you tonight. That being said, we've been going for about an hour and a half. I think we should probably wrap this up.
Yep. So let's see. I guess some of the stuff that has been, just to wrap up with some of the stuff that's been going on the server, there is currently a 5-day build challenge that Osiris is putting on, which he has announced on our G+, but I think he's going to put it on the forums. I'm not sure. Basically, it's a 5-day build challenge. Build a 110-meter long fighter, or less, I believe.
Max
and
dimensions
then
110.
fight it on this Saturday, something.
I think it's Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah, you get 110 meters in any direction to play with. If it's a noob cube, it will be disqualified and you won't be able to do it. But it's going to be a free for all around a planet. Apparently, it'll be. I think he's planning to lock down like 3 sectors, a 3x3x3 grid, and everybody fights it out, and whoever is the last man standing wins.
Yep, and this is open to anybody.
Yep.
If you're on a different server and you have a ship that applies and follows all the rules, then you can bring it on, and then an admin will spawn it in for you. And this will be all in a like locked sector, so you aren't gonna be able to steal it and fly it around the galaxy. But yeah, anybody's welcome. It's an open server, so anybody that wants to come we would love to have you.
Yep. Beyond that, we'd love to get your guys' opinion on the whole Patreon thing.
Yeah, because we don't like asking for money.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But at the same time, you know, it's one of those things where if people donate like $1, and what we're thinking is, one thing that I was considering anyway is per one of these podcasts, we can, you know, charge whatever it is. So if you're, you know, donating 25 cents, I mean, that adds up. I mean, I don't need like all the money or whatever to cover the server costs, but it'd be nice to have a little bit of help on a regular basis so that it's consistent.
Yeah. And like I said, it's not a critical thing because we've been sharing it between the three of us, so that's been fairly helpful. But yeah.
But every little bit helps. So
that's true.
It's something, and like I said, just want to know if there's interest and if you guys would be interested in, or if it, I don't know how to say that properly. We're like, is it all right if we do that? And would there be any support for it?
Yeah, I guess the main thing is there an overwhelming opposition to that, because we don't have to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
And beyond that, does anybody else have any plans or announcements or things like that for their channels or anything like that going on?
I don't. After Rails come out, I'm gonna have some really awesome content coming out. So
that's
everybody who has been watching my channel and has not been watching GTA videos, which is fine because there's a lot of them. I get like a few hundred views on GTA videos, and then any Starmade content I put out, 1,000 videos, something like that.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow, nobody wants to watch those, which is fine because they're all recorded from a long time ago, and I'm just putting them out a little at a time. But when Rails when they're out, when they're done, then there's gonna be some really cool stuff coming. So stay tuned for that.
So subscribe to all of our channels for swag.
God damn it, Chris.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah. So
Chris, the king of swag.
Yeah.
It's true. Look at me.
Mm-hmm. So there'll be links to everybody's channel down in the description of
and
the YouTube video, and
But this will be going up on SoundCloud and the StarSide channel, and I think that'll be. I mean, it'll be on your Twitch channel, obviously. Yes, and she will love it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Mrs. Starmade player.
How are you today?
Starmade player's mom.
Hello, Chris's mom, the Saber bringer.
Oh, Mrs. Bringer. God damn it.
Oh,
Mrs. Van Helsing.
Oh.
What? No.
That's weird. No.
Oh man. All right. Well, I think we'll call it here. I don't think we have any other real announcements.
Make it personal, why don't you?
Nope, I think
that's what we
I
do.
think that's a bit about it. So thanks for watching, guys. And if you are interested in seeing more of these, we're going to try and do them at least once a month. It doesn't take too much time to do either editing or creating, so we might do it more often. I don't know. We'll depend on feedback from that. So let us know what you guys think
definitely.
On the various mediums that this is posted, and which medium you guys prefer most. If you guys know of any site that uses like that podcasts go on where you can access it more easily on phones or anything, let us know, because we just know of SoundCloud at this point. So we're just kind of winging it. So
they have a 6-hour upload limit. So yeah, like if there's another place that we should put this, definitely tell us and we'll get on that, because we have the technology.
We can make it better,
faster.
Can I kill Down?
Fake Down.
Kill
Yeah,
Down.
Go ahead. Do it on camera.
Execute him.
Put him out of his Order 66. Oh god, rocket launcher. Man. What are you doing? He didn't die either. He's still got 100 HP left. You took out 200 because he had 300 originally.
Oh, sweet.
Wait, you're not gonna kill him? You're just gonna leave him there wounded, suffering?
Yep.
That's
just like how he left us.
Good point. Screw him. Alright, so thanks for watching and or listening, guys. Stay tuned. We'll be doing another one of these eventually. And yeah, thanks again.
Didn't we say we were going to play GTA?
Well, not right now.
Yeah.
Well,
my bad.
And well, how about this? We'll just say this. If you, oh god damn it!
Did did you kill Raiben?
I'm dead.
Oh no! All right, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll catch you another time.
Goodbye.
See you, StarSide.